What's up, everybody? How's it going? Thank you so much for stopping by. I have been playing a lot of Helldivers 2, and I have been really enjoying my time with it. Now, this is a game that I didn't really, I had on my radar, but I wasn't really like crazy about it until I did watch a few gameplay footage before the game release, and then I got like super excited for the game. It's so satisfying. It's so awesome. It feels really great and it's a ton of fun. Yeah, like Helldivers 2 has been kind of the game I've been playing, and before that, I've just been kind of catching up on games from last year. So this is really the first game that I've bought this year to play. It's been so good, dude. The little like the structure of the game, it being always online and like a live service, even though I'm kind of tired of those type of games. I feel like it works here, as long as they don't kind of abuse things, and we'll see how that goes. But in terms of like microtransactions, it's very, very minimum. You're going to be earning a lot of the things just by playing the game and earning credits and unlocking things, costumes and weapons. You're going to be unlocking stratagems that are pretty much like your airstrikes and all that stuff. The stuff that you drop from orbit, and it's one of those games that like the more you play, the more experience you get, the more things you unlock. So when you play with people that are genuinely or generally higher level than you, then you know what to expect. They know what they're doing. They pretty much have some good things that you can rely on. There are some things that I think can improve a little bit, like the experience is a little slow. Unlocking things takes forever. I feel like the resources that you have to gather in order to improve your ship. But other than that, I feel like it's been pretty fair for the most part. This game, there are moments in this game that I feel like it really shine. Like like there's a lot of craziness. There's a lot of humor. The game doesn't take itself too serious, and I really love that. It's very reminiscent of like Starship Troopers. There's definitely inspiration there. There's definitely inspiration, I feel like, from Star Wars, especially with some of the costumes. I feel like I'm a stormtrooper, like running around, and the things that you say, and when you're, sometimes your character will start yelling things out when you're just shooting enemies, and it has this like stormtrooper vibes. Like the way you can die very easily. Like I feel like you're powerful with all your your equipment and your guns and your loadouts and your stratagems and stuff like that. Like I have this war dog backpack that I carry on me, and then it pretty much, there's like this drone that follows me and it shoots lasers, and that is really cool. There's jetpacks, there's airstrikes, there's all these things that you can drop down to help you kind of turn the tide on the battlefield, pushing the bugs or the robots back. By the way, the robots remind me a lot of like Terminator. They're very Terminator-esque, and then the bugs, I feel like the bugs are more fun. The alien bugs, I feel like most people play that side of the game because there's two sides that you can drop in on and choose to play on. But I feel like fighting the alien bugs is more satisfying and just fun. I feel like medium right now is a sweet spot, especially when people are learning the game. Easy is way too easy when you have like a squad, a full squad. But I feel like medium is a good place where you're running around, you're confident, you're wrecking things, and you're able to do a lot of the things on the map. By the way, the map, when you drop in, there's always a main objective, and then there's all these side things that are kind of littered throughout that you can unlock things. You can destroy like bug nests and stuff like that. And somebody said that the longer you stay in the game, because there's always a countdown timer, the longer you stay in the game, the harder the enemies become. And I haven't verified this, but it actually does feel like The enemies are more aggressive. They try to like swarm you, and there's way more of them. It feels like sometimes the longer you stay on a map, right? So you can drop in, you can literally do the main objective and extract out. Extracting is fun because you usually go where the blue beam is shining down, and you know, when you're done with the mission or you're ready to go, you can just go there and do the inputs, and then you'll have like a minute or so where you're waiting for the helo, and then you know the enemy comes and you have to defend your spot. There's definitely a lot of mission variations. There's different biomes. Biomes are really cool. I think the biomes are all like super unique and cool and very like alien, you know, world feeling, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like rambling, but it's a really fun game. It's one of those games I feel like you definitely need a full team or at least a buddy with you in order to really enjoy the game. Like, there are times where I play it by myself, but it's kind of boring. Like, if I can't find anyone right away to play with, I just kind of like I'll put it on easy and play by myself, or medium. It just depends. I do remember trying to play hard with a full squad, and this was kind of like around the beginning, and we just got owned, dude. Like, there are some enemies that are tough, they're hard to kill, and especially when there's a lot of enemies on screen, like, the game can be very challenging if you don't know what you're doing, or you have a team that's not really, you know, capable of working as a team. And I think that's kind of the fun dynamic of the game, is like in the harder difficulties, you really have to communicate. You really have to talk with your teammates, the players that you're with, and strategize and think about what you're doing, instead of just like, oh, I'll throw an airstrike here, I'll do this, I'll do that here. You might finish up your resources and then you're screwed, right? You want to play and strategize a little bit. It's not a mindless shooter where you're just running around doing whatever. Like, you kind of have to actually think a little bit. You might be able to get away with that in the earlier levels, but like later in the higher difficulties, like, you might have to, you know, really start to communicate with your team and your squad, and that's, I think, where the fun is. I'm so glad that they didn't really choose to go that route where it's just like, okay, you drop in, you just mindlessly shoot. Like, there's actually a system, a structure here. You know, you want to play kind of smart, you want to think about what you're doing. Like, for example, when you drop a resupply, you don't want to drop it when you guys are pretty good on ammo and everything. Like, you want to drop it when everybody feels like they really need that. That's where communication is really important. But there's also places all over the map where you can just collect things, collect ammo, collect resources. So it's not always that big of a deal. But maybe dropping a resupply when you really need it, like in the thick of battle, can really be, you know, very helpful. And you might want to save that for those moments. Same with the turrets. Same with like other, you know, stratagems that some take like 2-3 minutes for it to like recharge. So you really want to think about what you're doing, and you don't want to just kind of like aimlessly play, especially when you're in a squad on higher difficulty. And I really love it. Yeah, I'm enjoying this game. I think it's a really good like jump in, jump out game right now. It's kind of a great time before some of these other big games drop soon, like Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and Dragon's Dogma 2 that I plan on playing. It's kind of like, it's just a really fun game that doesn't take itself too seriously, and you know, it's not this big AAA budget game. You can tell, you can feel it when you're playing this game. Like, it's definitely a smaller scale game, AA if you will. And what's really funny about this game is a game like this can still do really well, even though it's not AAA, even though it doesn't have this huge marketing and money behind it. Like, if you make a good game, people are gonna enjoy it, people are gonna spread the word. That's pretty much it, man. Like, and I think, you know, when I think about this, the first thing I think about is like Suicide Squad, and how that game has such an insane budget. They've been working on it for so long, and it's like this game that's just a lot of people are not happy with, and it's riddled with microtransactions and expensive skins and all this stuff. And it's just like, is the game even worth it? Is the game even that fun? I don't know. But then you have like a game like Helldivers 2 where it's small and lower budget, but people are having a blast with it. So it's one of those things, right? It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, like, is your game fun? Is it fun? Are people enjoying it? You know, that's what it comes down to. But this game has been really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. I don't know how long I'm going to be playing this game for. Like, there are times where I'm like, okay, I think I've seen everything. I've done everything. And hopefully they release content and stuff like that. I'm definitely still enjoying it. Like, it's definitely fun, especially when you play with your buddies. You crack up, you laugh. Friendly fire is on. You can easily die. Sometimes it's frustrating, but sometimes it's like, it's kind of part of the game. It's part of the humor. And I like that a lot. Like, there's so much chaos that can happen. And you can easily kill your teammates and all of that stuff. But that's my first impressions of Helldivers 2. I'm really, really enjoying this game. It's a really fun game. It's kind of a breath of fresh air, if you will, because I feel like we don't really see a lot of these games anymore. Like co-op emphasis and like a live service that I feel like is done right, that is not, you know, microtransactions heavy, in your face, you know, wanting you to spend money and all of this. Like the core gameplay and the fun is the focus here. Where you see other games, like it like the fun factor is second. The first thing for them is like, how much money can we make from you, right? Like with microtransactions and all this stuff. In this game, there are microtransactions, but like, you really don't need to spend a dime in this game. You even earn credit, the credit that you buy real money with. You even earn that throughout playing the game. So I've literally unlocked things by playing the game instead of spending any money. And I love that. That's the video, guys. My first impressions of Helldivers 2. I really like it. I really enjoy it. I highly recommend it if you're, you know, even if you're not maybe into these type of games. It's one of those games that I think is unique. It's fun, especially with friends. Maybe check it out. That's it, guys. Hope you like this video. Like this video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you are subscribed. I appreciate you. Have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Requesting fortifications! For prosperity! Freedom never sleeps!